Hello everyone. My issue today is the tram derailment in Sarajevo occurred on the February 12th, 2026. And this is the one part and the first part of my, let's say, analysis. Uh, at the risk of being called immodest, uh, I'm free to say in the introduction of this analysis that to point out that my Flangway research, interesting and business, I can say, goes back to 1998 when I was as an employee of the railway company in Sarajevo, Raman Pruga Dedi Sarajevo, translated in English language, rail overhaul limited. Sarajevo uh, was took part in the reconstruction of double track triangle remisa uh, in the cooperation with the German company, famous German company ThyssenKrupp, and very eminent experts from this field. Uh, that type of condition of the tram infrastructure in Sarajevo is mostly known, and it's though necessary to point out that that time we managed to accommodate, to harmonize the drastic differences uh, between the completely new track system we involved with the existing rolling stock, with existing for first of all the widths, tram vehicles wheels widths. We say the bandages width. Uh, that time we had even the bandages of 87.5 millimeters uh, for Siemens tracks, for Siemens vehicles, over 95 millimeters for different type of check type of types of vehicles, which mostly have the 95 millimeter bandage width. And also later came the trams from Turkey, which have the bandages 116 millimeters. Everything functioned, how to say in English, flawlessly, if I can say like that. Even with the appearance of these uh, let's say of these Turkey trams, and with the completely different under completely different back-to-back distances and all other measures, well known numbers of measures which are important by the Flangway analysis. Uh, with having a very small lateral play, how to say in English, place or track gauge clearance, uh, applying the rail type 59R1 with the rail groove wider for 6 millimeters comparing to the 60R1 rail. We harmonized in a way that maximally the requirements arising from the only practically the only valid and existing the regulations for this issue, for this scientific, I have to say, scientific issue. And these are TRSP and BioStrap. Actually, these are just the abbreviations for the German names, technische Regelungen, Spurführung and Betriebsordnungen für Straßenbahnen. Translated in English language, very simple. The regulation related to the tram tracks. That's to say, regulation or the guidance or flagging analysis. Uh, as a responsible site manager of the project of the construction of the last construction of the tram line in Sarajevo, performed from September 21 to February 24. Immediately after the information about this tragic case at the junction near the technical school in Sarajevo, I was there with my colleagues, with the supervisor, with the colleagues from the project management, etc., etc., and was in the situation to partly even be assist to one estimable investigator expert, giving my humble opinions about some questions which were at that time open. It was I briefly shortly I was in the I had the opportunity to see also the traces of the derailment, and based on my long time experience, even without this video record, which was published later soon, I could in a way create the very first analysis of the let's say possible cause, but not the trigger point immediately, but very soon also the trigger point. It's necessary to emphasize that in general, never, really never, the derailment, the rail vehicles, the derailment occurs and happens because of one reason. This is always always symbiosis of numerous of factors, which will be further mentioned in my speech, in my analysis. Indisputable is the fact that the tram vehicle was on the way by a speed which is, let's say, unaligned. It's absolutely inappropriate. Not only by these so complex crossings of the tram and the road traffic, but even by simple tracks in the radius of 25 meters, as we have there, and as we have today, and nowadays practically as mostly as the lowest possible, the lowest applicable. Even in Sarajevo we have the lower. Still we have the lower radiuses, even around 20 meters. Even low that the 20 meters in the curve in the center of the city. But in this specific case, the tram tracks are passing through several very important and specific elements of the track infrastructure. It is necessary to mention that, and also to give them some, let's say some numbers. One by one as the tram was passing through. The first element is the turnout from the direction of the railway station towards the Baš Čaršija. Baš Čaršija is the let's say old town street in Sarajevo, very famous, and this is the right track type 60R1, and with the radius 25 through 50, and through this switch, which is the right one, the tram track was on the way in the straight, which is very important to emphasize. Not into the turn, in the straight, and the reason for that is that on the right side of the tram formation, the traffic line, additional traffic line had to be added to enable the higher road traffic capacity at the expenses of the reduction of tram tracks access. distance to the minimal one, of which is there only 3,800 millimeters. At the crossing of this turnout, this is the first of 10 zones where we all know that there is no track guidance. This track guidance is temporarily or shortly, briefly interrupted, limited. That's to say, it's possible only over the check rail, some protection rail if you have there, or some guidance rail, guiding rail itself, etc. So after secondly, the end of this turnout, which has the number 5, I think the turnout number 5, about 12 meters long. In the same time is the beginning of the crossing, DC3, which is executed in a deep groove type, with the standard combination of the rail types 105 C1 and 310 C1, and adapting these profiles, of course, in the parts of the transition back to the normal rail, let's to say 60 R1 in the welding parts. And the one part of this crossing also is curved and has the radius of 25 meters. There actually begins the radius of 25 meters. This crossing is about 13.5 meters long. The end of this crossing, at the same time, is the beginning of one short track field, about 15 meters long in the radius of 25 meters as well. And the end of this track, tram track plate, tram track part, is actually the beginning of the next crossing, where this is the crossing in the DC2, which was also performed from the standard types of the rails 105 C1 and 310 C1 in the middle, but it was designed and executed and produced in so-called shallow groove, with only 14 millimeters depth. The transition from the standard rail profile 60 R1 with its standard in the new state depth of 47 millimeters to 14 millimeters in the shallow, the flat crossing, was made through the ramps of which are 1,200 millimeters long on both sides, from 47 to 14 and from 14 back to 47. But it's not only valid for this track, but also for the crossing track, the track which is which the trams use driving from Bashchashia, this old town, towards the Elysia. This is the south part of the line. So this is the first. Very important. Was important to say. The next point, the next element is the second turnout, namely the end of this crossing in the flat groove crossing. Let's say type is the immediate in the same time the end point of the last crossing or last turnout, sorry, through which the tram track is actually leaving the triangle zone, intersection zone. And this is one turnout without hydraulic point device, with mechanical point device, where the tram flanks the tram flanks of all wheels create the tram path through it by moving by the flanks, using the flanks, moving the tongues on the right side to pass through. And after the passing through the whole tram track, the tram vehicle, the tongues automatically come back into the position for the straight driving from direction Elijah towards the old town. That's I had to say that because the summary of this track alignment. This is only about. I'm talking now about horizontal track alignment. The vertical is upcoming. In the context of the length of this whole thing and the length of the tram vehicle itself, and we have to speak about the driving path of about 60 meters only through these several elements. So in order to have the whole tram vehicle, which is around 23 meters long, we need certain time. Of course, even if the tram is in the standstill condition before the moving over the first turnout, it's necessary to go through these 60 meters and leave the intersection, leave the last turnout, and come to the tram stop, to stop there if it's necessary to stop or not, and to take the passengers. We can speak about almost 100 meters of the contacts of different parts of the tram vehicle with the different parts of the railway track infrastructure elements. So we see that on this part we had several points where the guidance is completely. We cannot speak about the guidance at all. It's the running, like in the zone of the flat grooves, and the guidance on many points is also interrupted on one side or limited, and is very complex. This is the fact that we cannot even when the tram vehicle started to tilt as a normal consequence of the centrifugal force. We even cannot speak about the guidance at all. This, let's say, the guidance or the running over all six wheels, right wheels of all three bogies of the vehicle, having four wheels each. This detailed analysis is just let's say the first point in the numerous of the points which are necessary for the deeper analysis of this derailment. From the traces I could see there in the asphalt pavement and in the zones between roads, intersections, and pedestrian crossings, in the pedestrian crossing itself, and along the tram stop, and also using also the video records, which is not to underestimate. It's possible to conclude with the rather good accuracy the position where the vehicle started to tilt on the right side, which is actually, as I said, the principle of the centrifugal force, and its effects are quite normal. They are in the function of the radius, of the mass, the weight of the vehicle, and also the radius. But in this concrete case, there are also some other factors, some other points, like the gravity center points, which are very different and very how to say, along the tram vehicle, not the same, and also the one specific kind, and the fact that we had some limiter, some boundary, which also fight against this centrifugal force, and this is the rail, and also even partly the asphalt, because the bandages of the vehicles are over the rail, and through the tilting of the rail of the vehicle, also the asphalt and even decorative elements, everything that is on the side of the rail participates a bit in the fighting against the centrifugal force influences. So this the vehicle in subject was it's known now, but I will repeat that it has three bogies, and the front and the rear one, as far as I am informed, are the so-called propulsional ones, and with engines, and the middle one is located in the middle of two parts of the vehicle. It's more constructive element put just in the middle, so of this articulated vehicle section. The very known and very possible to measure are the distances between the bogies inside the wheels inside the bogies, and the different distances from the first wheel up to the last wheel. And why I'm talking about the wheels? Just because I just said, for the reason that the vehicle almost through the whole time of derailment, and even running or incorrect running and derailment, was actually supported only on six wheels of the three bogies, and six right wheels. And the fact that there is no, and there were, I couldn't see any traces, any let's say rests on the left side, not only on the rail, even on the asphalt pavement, and this part. So both the track elements and the asphalt pavements ones were practically untouched on this side. The first very indicative trace at the line and trace, and what I saw and what I could see was on the turnout number 4, let's say around 5 meters from its beginning. It's exactly the place where we have the transition from the radius 25 to radius 50. I find it important. The further indicative traces were those I saw behind the flat crossing part, just after that, and not on the rails. The rails and the flat itself contained almost nothing, no traces. But immediately after that, on the specific places, you can see everyone could see, even maybe nowadays could see the asphalt traces in the asphalt. These are the traces where the higher rail, we say higher rail, though in the tram alignment there is we cannot speak about super elevation at all. But okay, the right rail was actually derailed, all of them. taking into consideration these distances between the different, as I say, bogies and the wheels inside of them, and the whole length of the first of the last wheel, and I came to the conclusion that the derailment happened on the transition point between the radiuses at 25 and 50 meters of the second turnout number 4. Because it's in a way it's also when I take into account the lengths between the bogies, I see that in a way is the place where the third bogey was in the area of the flat crossing at the same time, and it's rather interesting that it's to see that. I think that the middle and the rear bogies with their right wheels, simply, it seems, like jumped the flat crossing zone. Just jumped it and derailed in that area without any traces on the rails, and but on the asphalt just behind it. There is one very very small and short trace, almost 1 meter, not maybe 1 meter on the right side, which could be the cover of the engine, because the engines have also the covers, which through the tilting of the tram, it were open and could make such. It was a little bit confusing for me, but maybe it could be explanation of this small, very short, maybe half meter short trace. Through this, when the middle and the rear, first the middle and thereafter also the rear bogies left the track, they moved, and this articulated section moved on the right side. It caused the moving of the first part of the vehicle on the left, to the left, and it in a way that vehicle fall down on the left side, and it's interesting, just behind, very very close behind the beginning of the turnout number 4, and that you can see there the old traces of both wheels, of all 4 wheels of this first part, and the first bogie, the first part of the vehicle, and it continued towards the tram station, along the tram station, unfortunately, towards the victims and passengers staying there, and the second continued to go in a couple seconds, almost, let's say, skipped, and then made several different traces in the area of this part between the pedestrian crossing and the intersection itself. We saw some insult of the between that, also executed in asphalt pavement. After several days, a couple days, I decided also to check another thing, and to analyze this. Find this also extremely interesting, and is related to the schedule of and the length of the signaling, traffic signals, not only the tram one, but also the road signals in the crossing, in this intersection, this crossing. Namely, after turning on the yellow road traffic light for turning, when you are looking from the direction of the railway station towards the first the turnout, actually, the curve where it happened, you see on the right side, you can see the after turning on the yellow road traffic light for turning the road vehicles to the left, the same, of course, start immediately moving, and when they are parallel with the traffic pole, they already have the green light, and they continue they're moving. 3 to 4 seconds, almost 4 seconds after the light, the yellow color, yellow sign, we have the tram has the line showing arrow showing allowing it to start with driving to the left side. And the tram has exactly 7 seconds, 7 to 8 seconds to pass through the crossing and to leave it. That means that the whole, let's say, interval for both the roads and the tram vehicles is about 10 seconds. We can also calculate the time which is necessary for the let's say we call intersection clearance. Even if we account that time also, it was for me very questionable if it's enough for tram by driving with 10 or 12 or 15 kilometers per hour to pass through. Maybe the 60 meters of this part, in a way, yes, but having in mind that the 30 meters even from the still stand that we have behind the first turnout, then we have 60 meters of the track elements, and we have another 23 meters behind, because the tram must leave the last turnout and come to the station and enable the driving of the let's say let the intersection completely open, also for the passengers there. We are talking about 100 meters, as I mentioned before, and it's really difficult to say that this time is enough, because if you calculate, I calculated very roughly the time necessary if you are driving with 10 kilometers per hour, you need 30 seconds. If you drive, let's say, 15 kilometers, you're now around 20 seconds. Okay, maybe with as I say, with the time for the intersection clearance it could be enough, and maybe it was enough also before, because at the end it's not the first and not the first tram passing through. The trams are passing in the same way almost decades. That's what was very easy to calculate in the very short time, and but also I have to say that another thing is that on the another side, behind the roundabout at the railway station, there is one roundabout, and there is also one intersection with a very intensive road. The situation is much worse, because there the trams have only 4 to 5 seconds to pass through this intersection. Even intersection is very short. But for the long new types of the trams, you have only 4 to 5 seconds, and believe me, that's it happens that just the half of the tram managed to pass the curve. They are all the only goal, the only aim of this very first analysis and announcement is to try, if it is nowadays at all possible, to try to stop as much as possible this horrible hate and unknowledge speech, I have to say it like that, exclusively from the poultry to the victims. Exclusively from the poultry to the victims, I have to emphasize. And this is not the end of my analysis. In the upcoming period, I'm going to speak much more about it and to write much more about it. Not only about that case, but also about many other items and issues, not only connected with the rail infrastructure, which is my business for almost 30 years, but about many other issues. I discussed and had the conversation so far only, believe me, with the AI, artificial intelligence, and only with artificial intelligence. Look, what a paradox is this? Only there I saw so far. I saw the readiness for dialogue, and only if I address her politely. Yes. Best regards, Sead Jamak. Have a nice time.